welcome you all to the Research Council of Zimbabwe press briefing. We'd like to thank members of the media for honoring our call on a last minute. Allow me to introduce in the house, we have Dr. Patson Chikudza, the Executive Director for the Research Council of Zimbabwe, who will also be addressing us. We also have the board chair, Professor Zororo Miranda. We also have members of the board and secretariat in the house. I would like to welcome you all to this press briefing, mainly focused on the hosting of the Zimbabwe International Research Symposium. Without much further ado, welcome to the podium Dr. Patson Chikudza to address the media. Doc, over to you, sir.
Welcome to you all. This gathering is historic in that we are inviting all of you to the Zimbabwe International Research Symposium to be held at the Harare International Conference Center from the 13th to the 15th of October, and more importantly, to be from the 14th to the 15th of October, where we are going to have official opening by none other than His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Edwin Mnangagwa. Why have I said this is a historic symposium? It is because it is a first after the COVID-19 pandemic. So from 2019 to date, we have not been able to hold the symposium, which is supposed to be held every 2 years. So you can count it's almost about 6 years without holding one. And it's historic in that this is the first to be convened by the current board, and more importantly, by the current executive director. So, what we are saying is we have a mandate as the Research Council of Zimbabwe to promote research throughout the country at state universities, agricultural institutions, research councils, and research institutions. In addition to that, we've got a mandate to direct research under the National Development Strategy 1, 2025 to 2030. And we also have a mandate to supervise research. Not everyone is a researcher, and all the researchers, both local and foreign researchers, need to be supervised by the Research Council. And this is a mandate which we derive from the Act, Research Act, Chapter 10.22. We also have a mandate to coordinate research throughout the countries. The country, as you may understand, we have specific pillars to actually look at. We are moving under 4 national key priorities, and these are social science and humanities. We also have sustainable environment and resource management. We also have to look at promotion and maintenance of good health throughout the country, and we also have to look at national security, not just combat issues, but food security, also look at other issues that makes the country governable. So, in essence, what are we saying today? We are gathered here to focus on the symposium, which is going to run from the 13th to the 15th of October. And this is the 13th symposium since 1986, when we started the symposium. So I'm happy to say the theme for this year is embracing research and innovation for sustainable development. Anything else can stop, but research, innovation, and development cannot stop it, because this makes the country to go forward. So, in this case, who is going to attend this particular conference? All Zimbabweans are invited, including the fourth media, the fourth states. You are all invited, just like we have invited you today. We are equally inviting you to attend to that gathering, and you are our mouthpiece to attract people to this very important gathering. So we are saying researchers will be there. Known and unknown researchers will be there. We are also having government ministers, also having permanent secretaries and senior government officials. And in that regard as well, we're also going to have members of the academia. The who is who within the academic fraternity. Some of them are here in our midst, composed within our esteemed board. We've got a number of professors, doctors, and experts in various fields. So they will be leading the breakaway groups together with heads of ministries. So it is going to be a fantastic gathering. We are also going to have members from the science granting councils. In Africa, we have got 17 science granting councils, and Zimbabwe is one of them, and is playing a pivotal role in that gathering, the science granting council. And we are expecting people from Ghana, we are expecting Director Mensa from Ghana, we are expecting people from Zambia, Rwanda, the NRF of South Africa, you name them. So we are very happy that the official opening, as I indicated earlier on, is going to be done by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa. So we are saying this is an opportune time for us to show what Zimbabwe do in the international scope, but in Zimbabwe. It is also an important gathering. Why? Because this is also a time to reflect what Zimbabwe has. Currently, Zimbabwe is chairing the UNECA, that is the United Nations Economic Commission of Africa. Zimbabwe is chairing that. But more importantly, our president is chairing the SADC. So we've got so much to show to the world that as Zimbabwe, we are able and we are capable. So from UNECA, we are going to have His Excellency Ambassador Clava Gatete, who is the Secretary General of UNECA. So you can see the level of attendance at the conference. We are also having our line minister, none other than the VP, Honorable Vice President, Dr. CDGN Chiwenga. The other Vice President, Comrade Colonel Retired KCD had to also be there. The national chairman of ZANU-PF, the ruling party, Comrade Opa Chinguri, will also be there. Other ministers will be there. So everyone will be at the HICC. So we are inviting you all to come. We are going to have a number of awards, 15 of them to be awarded on that particular day. And we are going to have a number of sessions that we are going to undertake, facilitated by members of the RCZ board, as well as heads of ministries, senior government officials, for ease flow of the events. So we have traveled this journey not only on our own, but through the sponsorship from Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority, ZERA, who was supposed to have been here, but because of other pressing issues, they are not here among us, but we'll be having them at the Symposium. So we are going to have a number of exhibitions from young scientists, from knowledge generators, that is from universities and innovation hubs. You know, we are moving towards innovation hubs, and from there, the idea will be rolled out throughout the country. So we are moving in the right trajectory within the NTS1. Also going to have some developmental partners, non-academic and non-scientific disruptive innovations that you can think of. We're also going to have a number of research councils and research institutions. So we're also going to have the corporate world, and among us members of the diplomatic corps, we are expecting them. We are going to have more than 40 exhibitions. So it's going to be a huge and massive symposium. So in conclusion, let me thank you, our board members, through Chairman Professor Zoro Muranda, and also you, members of the fourth state, for covering this important press briefing and for your continued coverage of science and technology issues in Zimbabwe. We want to bring science to the people and the people to science so that we move on. It may please you to note that your responsible media coverage of this science, innovation, and technology has brought to our attention some of the outstanding innovations that will be rewarded during the upcoming event. So without much further ado, I want to thank you for coming to witness this occasion. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Willis, Dr. Chimpote, on the podium. I would like to thank you, Doc, for the brief presentation to the media. I want to take presence from any areas of clarity. You start by introducing yourself, the media house you are representing, and then we give the chief Dr. Kuda and the director to respond. Faith from ZTN, proceed.
Can I just have clarification on the areas or the methods that you used to assess or choose the researchers that are going to be attending? Are they going to be presentations, or is it just going to be a symposium where anyone wants to attend and there are no specific presenters who will be presenting research?
All right, that's one. Specific area of presentation is it going to be open to
specific innovations or progress that has been made with regards to innovations. I heard you mention that there will be an awards ceremony now with regards to some innovations that have been made. Are you at liberty of telling us some of the innovations that have come out?
I will take the third one.
Okay, let's do with the first two. Yeah, let's do with the first two so that we don't lose track. So in essence, we are going to have a program which is going to start on the 13th. So on the 13th, there will be kind of adjudication, but already we have a team on the ground assessing certain projects of reputation which are going to be deserving awards, outstanding projects, and these are in various categories like I have already indicated. We have got the Robert Gabriel Mugabe Award, which is the biggest one. I will not talk much about that. We also have other presidential awards, sectorial awards. We also have University Student Research Awards, Student Research Awards, and Young Scientist Awards. So in regarding to attendance, on the 14th, which is the opening day, official opening day, everyone is invited. But there are other categories where people have to pay in order to participate. The communication has already been done. It is also on our website. Now coming to John and I. Thank you very much for that question. Yes, indeed, we are going to have specific awards. And for now, we may not need to preempt what is going to be, who is going to be awarded what, because we are still doing the verification process, and we don't want to run into some problems. So we are actually consistently and effectively managing the process so that it's seamless. But you'll be very happy to see who is doing what in Zimbabwe. And as Research Council of Zimbabwe, we have to award such outstanding works. You see, our researchers we may run the risk of having our researchers being taken away from us by other countries. So we want to award our own. And further to that, we are, as the Research Council of Zimbabwe, intending to have a core group of researchers from Zimbabwe and Zimbabwe's researchers out there who are benefiting other countries at the expense of our national development. They need to be recognized. So we are going to have a core group of researchers, both locally and internationally, who are Zimbabweans. They are making it out there, and they have to count to also assist in our national development. So we may be doing this through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. We will be able to trace them wherever they are through the ministry, so that they contribute to national development. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
I'd like to find out in terms of funding for research. Sorry, my name is Vusi from the Business Times and ZFM. In terms of government commitment regarding the recommended 1% of GDP, funding towards allocation towards research. where are you right now?
Okay, thank you for that question. You are talking of the Lagos Declaration, which essentially says governments should fund research for at least 1%. Not 1%, but for at least 1% of the GDP. So our government is one such country. If you mix or if you relate with other governments, it's doing very well in that regard. Of course, things are not very stable as we may want, but they are doing the best through treasury and through state enterprises like Zera, like Potras, EMA to some extent. But we are saying beyond government, the private sector must come in because they are the ultimate users of research results. So as government plays its part, the private sector needs to also play its part, just like other countries are doing. Thank you.
Recognizing award ceremony. That's sort of interesting. Are there any financial incentives or just certificates?
Oh yes, very good question. There will be some financial benefits beyond the certificates and the trophies that will be displayed and awarded. There's a lot of financial reward just to energize our researchers. And we are saying to the various sponsors and potential sponsors, come to reward, come to play your role, come to play part in this process of awarding our own. So we are waiting for them, but we will continue to award with whatever we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chikuta. Let me know any further questions. I will explain which programs have been held. But on a lighter note, Lucy, yes, there's money. Thank you so much, members of the state, for joining us in this process. And I want to appreciate through the secretary that we've been working together and we continue to responsibly cover the innovations and the research works happening in the country. Once again, I thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.